What's going on, boys and girls? We're going to be making some hamburger buns today, and I want to do it by hand. I just want to make some bread. We're going to do this with regular bread flour. We're using some King Arthur bread flour. Going to be using some yeast, and I just want to do it this way so that I can kind of compare what I'm buying in the store, because you don't really know what you're getting in the store. But when you make it yourself, you kind of know what you're getting, and you can kind of fancy it up the way you want to. So you guys follow along. We'll see if this bread comes out right. All right, we're going to try to keep this as short as possible. We've got about 330 grams or 2 3/4 cup of the bread flour. We got 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to put some sugar in there too, but because we're using this active dry yeast instead of the instant yeast, we're going to mix the sugar in with the yeast, and then we're going to let it work its wonders. We're going to use about 2 2/3 or 3/4 of a cup of warm water, about 4 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to use 1 egg, and we're going to use 2.5 teaspoons of the instant yeast or the active dry yeast. But again, we're going to have to let it do its thing. All right, we got very warm water, about 100 to 110 degrees. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of our sugar in here. And that right there is just regular cane sugar. And 2.5 teaspoons of our yeast. We're going to give that a mix around here, y'all. And we're going to put this off to the side and let it do its thing. You know, it's supposed to kind of double the size. And that's how you can tell that your yeast is good. Okay, while that's doing this thing, we're going to add our Parmesan cheese in here. And we're going to add our salt and our pepper and our salt and our garlic powder and our onion powder. We're not going to add our wet ingredients until the yeast is active. All right, guys. All right, y'all, it has doubled. That's what you wanted to do in about 10 minutes. That tells you that your yeast is good and that your yeast is active. All right, we got our dry ingredients in there. Now we're going to put our wet ingredients. We're going to add our egg right here to our center well. We're going to put our butter in there, melted butter. And we're going to do this all by hand, y'all. I've got a mixer thing on my food processor, but we're going to do this all by hand here. Add in our yeast mixture. And we're just going to bring this all together here. Bring it all together. And we're not going to bore you with the details of this, but we will come back once it's all done. All right, guys, that came together so well right there. And this is supposed to be no knead buns right here, but that came together so well. I just mixed it with this, and then, you know, it was so easy to handle that I went on and kneaded it a little bit, so hopefully I didn't screw it up. But anyway, we're going to grease this pan here a little bit. See how easy it is? It's not sticky. We're going to grease this, and then we're going to put some plastic over this and keep it in a warm area until it rises. We want it to double that size, and then we're going to knock it down a little bit. Oh, it's going to take about anywhere from an hour to 90 minutes for this. All right, I got my plastic up there, and what I'm doing to provide a warm environment, guys, because my wife likes to keep the house super cold, I heated up a pan of water, and I'm going to put the pan in the oven and then put this on the top shelf, and it'll provide about 80 to 85 degrees inside of that oven, and it worked well the last time I did this. All right, definitely check out the size it is right now. See how small that is? It's kind of little. And that, again, we want that to be nice and doubled. All right, look at that, y'all. It has almost tripled in size. So now we're gonna mash it down, gently mash it down, and then we're gonna divide it into 6, because we're gonna make 6 buns, and then we're gonna put it on a cooking sheet and let it rise one more time. All right, so we're gonna get it out of here. Again, we want to get the air out as much as we can. And then we're gonna shape this almost into like, again, we don't want to handle it too much, but we're gonna make this into 6 parts. I guess is what I'm trying to say. 6 equal parts if you can. So we're gonna form this into almost like a, and we're gonna take something, a straight edge, and we'll come back, guys, so we're not taking up too much time. So we divide it into 6 like that. And then with each one of those, we're gonna form it into a ball, to almost a globe-like, to a circle-like. Okay, so that you can see what I'm doing, I took each part out, folded it here, folded it there, just kind of rolled it, trying to fold it. Again, don't handle it too much, but just kind of handle it. And that's where the oil comes in. And we're gonna put almost like the fold part right there, gonna put at the bottom. So we wanna just kind of roll it out. And we're going to do this to each one of them here. Make it a nice little circle like that. And then we'll do the rest of them like that. And then we'll show you what's next. All right, now some of them looks, like this one right here looks bigger than the rest of them. We can take a little bit off of this one and maybe give it to this one. So it looks, because see, these right here are about the same, but this one right here and this one's not. So we're going to make it look almost the same. There we go. So they're not exactly the same, guys, but they're close to being the same. Like I said, this one right here is a little bit smaller. This one, again, the ones in the middle tend to be bigger. We're going to space these out, and then we're going to flatten them down a little bit. And then we're going to put them in we're going to cover them and put them in a warm place. And let them rise one more time. We'll move those back to the back. Back there. And I've just got this on parchment paper. Giving them a nice little shape here. Make sure they're nice and round, but let's flatten them out. All right, we'll come right back. We'll cover them up with some plastic and let them rise. And look how well those things rose, y'all. So we're gonna let them rise a little bit more. We're gonna set our oven to 350 degrees. Put a little bit of either butter. We're gonna put some spray on these right here, and they're already on parchment paper. And they're gonna go in for about 15 to 18 minutes. They got that nice little gleam on them. We're just waiting for the oven to preheat. And there we go, y'all. It took mine about 21 minutes, but you want to make sure that the internal temperature is about 190 degrees. Mine is about 200 degrees. You want to make sure that they're nice and golden brown. We're going to put them on a cooling rack for, until they're nice and cool. And they're all done, guys. So that worked out real well. This one right here looks real good right here. So anyway, there you go. We made some hamburger buns. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and hit the little notification bell so that you can see when I post other videos. Give me a comment. These are going to be delicious. You made them yourself, so they're homemade, and you can't beat homemade. So you guys have a great day. Peace.